Hello and welcome to After the Headlines. I'm Sarza. Today I want to talk about something that many people are noticing as the war involving Iran and Gulf region unfolds. Artificial intelligence is increasingly becoming part of warfare. Some commentators have even asked whether we are witnessing the first AI-assisted war. But before we jump to conclusions, it's helpful to step back and look at the history. Private companies shaping warfare is actually nothing new. In 1961, US President Dwight Eisenhower warned about something called the military industrial complex. He was describing the close relationship between government, military, and defense companies. Companies like Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Raytheon, these firms build fighter jets, missiles, surveillance systems, and military hardware. In other words, private corporations have long been central to how modern warfares are fought. What may be changing today is not the involvement of companies, it is which companies and what they produce. Instead of steel and aircraft, some of the most strategic technologies now involve data and algorithms. Companies like OpenAI, Anthropic, Microsoft, and Palantir are building systems that can analyze enormous amounts of information. And increasingly, those systems are finding their way into military environments. For example, Anthropic's AI model Claude has reportedly been used within US defense intelligence systems to help process surveillance data and assist analysts. Instead of manually sorting through satellite imagery, intercepted communications, and sensor data, AI systems can help analysts identify patterns much faster. Similarly, OpenAI has begun working with government agencies to provide AI tools within secure and classified computing environments. These systems are not weapons in traditional sense, but they are becoming part of the decision infrastructure. Military strategists often talk about something called the kill chain. That is the process from detecting a potential target to deciding whether to strike. Detection, analysis, decision, action. Artificial intelligence has the potential to dramatically accelerate the analysis stage. Large datasets that once took teams of analysts days to examine can now be processed much faster. This does not mean AI replaces human decision makers. It might in the future, but it does mean that the pace of war will change, and that is where the geopolitical implications begin. Because modern war is no longer only about physical weapons, it is also about data infrastructure, computing power, digital platforms, and that shift may also help explain why wars today are becoming so expensive. Modern conflicts require far more than tanks and missiles. They require satellite systems, cyber capabilities, drone fleets, artificial intelligence models, and massive cloud computing infrastructure. All of this costs money. In fact, the global cost of maintaining advanced military technology has been rising rapidly. Artificial intelligence systems themselves require enormous computational resources and specialized chips. Training and operating these systems can cost billions in dollars, which means modern war increasingly depends not just on industrial capacity, but also on digital infrastructure and technological ecosystems. Some analysts have begun to describe this as the emergence of AI industrial complex, a new system where governments, militaries, and technology companies become deeply interconnected in building digital military capabilities. The war in Iran may not be the first war involving artificial intelligence. AI has already appeared in conflicts such as Ukraine's and elsewhere. But what we see now is the deeper integration of AI into infrastructure and warfare, where algorithms help analyze intelligence, where cloud systems store and process battlefield data, and where private technology companies become part of the strategic landscape of conflict. And that raises important questions. Who governs these technologies? How are they regulated? And what happens when the pace of technological change moves faster than the institutions designed to oversee war. Because historically, the rules of warfare evolved slowly, but artificial intelligence evolves very quickly. And moments like this remind us that technological change often arrives before the political system has fully figured out how to respond. So the war in Iran may not be the first AI war, but it may be a glimpse into something larger. A future where wars are not shaped only by armies and weapons, but also by algorithms, data systems, and artificial intelligence platforms. Thank you for listening to After the Headlines. I'm Sarza. If this episode helped you to think about how technology is reshaping global conflict, feel free to share or engage in the conversation. Until next time.